Welcome back to our AutoCAD series. Right now we're going to show you exercise 12-2 from our workbook. Basically, when we start up, this is what we have to start with. So I'm going to start with a line. I'm going to attach it right on the end of this one. Okay, so I'm going to start with a line, put it right on here. Now, I'm going to put in a polar coordinate of 2.5 less than 210 degrees. That's going to create our line that comes down here. Now, all I've done is I've basically set up our angle point. So I just took that right out of the textbook. Okay, now I'm going to copy that line. I'm going to copy it a couple of times. I'm going to copy it from here to right there and then over to this side because that's what that surface area represents. Okay, now I'm going to copy this line that I have and copy it over here to this end. So that actually is our corner right there. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my offset command. So I'm just going to type in O for offset and I'm going to tell it 0.375 and I'm going to pick our line right here and then pick below it. And I'm going to pick our angled line and I'm going to pick below it. I'm going to pick this line right here that represents the back of our part and I'm going to pick ahead of it. Okay? Then I'm going to hit my enter key and I'm going to draw the next piece. Well, our next piece is another offset that is this distance right here from this corner to this corner and it goes from this line right here all the way down here. Now, that represents our part. Okay? So, I've got most of it laid out. I'm going to use my offset again and go 0.625. I'm taking this right out of the text and I'm going to set from this front edge back here towards the middle of this part. I'm going to offset again, but this time 0.75 from this new line again back towards the middle of the part. Now that creates most of our H piece right here. I've got to do one more, actually two more. I'm going to offset 0.6875 and I'm going to come from this outside edge towards our middle and from this outside edge towards our middle. Now with that said, let's clean up some lines. So we're going to start here. We're going to simply use our trim function and I'm going to use these lines right here. Basically this whole piece as cutters. I'm going to trim out that. I'm going to trim out this line over here, and then these three lines right here, and create that H shape with a fat right side. Now, I'm going to attach a line that goes from endpoint to endpoint here, and it goes from endpoint to endpoint there, and then again over here, does the same thing, and then on this front surface right here does the same thing. Last thing I'm going to do before I do an insert is fill it with a 0 radius. So I'm going to change my radius to 0. R, enter, 0, enter. I'm going to pick this line here and this line here, and that trims my corner to nice and square. Now, what I need to do is insert, okay, insert a break. Well, there's my break. So I just typed insert. If it's not there, I do browse, and I find my break, or I pull it from my list. So, in this case, I'm using, if I remember right, break 2. So there's my break 2. Okay, now I'm going to drag that over and hook it right on here to the end of this piece. If you look at it, cancel, I hit my enter key instead. It's the exact right width and it's breaking off, showing that this break is actually this surface right here. Now I'm going to do a copy of that. Copy. I'm going to copy that part and I'm just going to drag it over here somewhere to place it. Now I need to mirror that over. Actually I need to rotate it all the way around. So we're going to cheat here. We're going to show you a couple of tools. I'm going to go move. I'm going to move this from right here, right up here to this top corner. Now it goes off my drawing, so I'm going to pan down. Now I'm going to use my rotate command. Well, rotate allows me to rotate objects. Well, I select the base point, but see, I'm trying to flip it at 90 degrees right now. So if I turn my ortho lock off, I can rotate it and I can try to get it real close. I'm trying to eyeball it though at that point. I can't do that. So if I type in R for reference and I pick this endpoint and this endpoint right here, endpoint, I can then rotate down to exactly that endpoint and click, and it's perfect. Now, the only thing I have left to do is put on some lines down here. So I'm going to do a line. I'm going to attach it right here. Take it straight up, so I'm turning my ortho back on. 1.75, and then I'm going to bring it over this way. Well, I can either eyeball it and click out here and then trim it off, or I can look it up in the book. It's 3.75 to there, and then close it out to that. All right. All right. Now we got to use our fillet again. So we're going to fillet, enter, do an R for radius, and I'm going to set this for 0.875. I'm going to fill it this line here to this line here, and then repeat the same process by hitting my enter key on this side. Now I'm going to do a circle. I'm going to put it in the center of this. So I use my O-snap to make sure I get to the center, place it right at the center, and type in a diameter of 5/8. So I type D, enter, 5/8, enter, and it understands that. So let's do that again. Type in C for circle, get the center right here, type in D for diameter, type in 5/8, just the actual fraction, hit enter. Now let's stop right there and let you catch up.